I want to ask you, do you ever wish that you could go back in time and tell your younger self things that you know now? I do all the time. And today I wanted to go back in the memory banks and think about, okay, if I could talk to my 16-year-old self right now, what would I tell them about dating, romance, development within a relationship, and all that? So today, this is a log for my own memories, and if anyone out there can benefit from it and have that, I love it, right? Making this video for younger me who might be out there looking for it somewhere. So the first part about relationships, dating, partners, the whole thing, right, is that it's so essential to living a complete life. And the younger version of myself at least kind of thought, okay, yeah, it might be good to have a girlfriend to pick me up when I'm down, right? She might give me a little more confidence, and that's good, but I don't really need it, right? I have my teammates, I have my boys, they'll pick me up, right? And that mindset really limited the possibilities that a relationship could have. When you have a deep, meaningful relationship, you're able to have deeper connections. You can learn things about yourself, and you have that really strong foundation that knows if everything went wrong, you'd still have somebody there. A big part in modern views on dating and relationships is that men especially are saying, I'm very stoic, I'm a strong man, I don't need any women, right? And to say that is really to kind of limit yourself. So for me, being like, oh yeah, I don't need that, like, no. When I have my wonderful girlfriend who can support me when I'm having a bad day, or can help me learn about myself by challenging my views intellectually or something, by bringing up new ideas, right? It challenges my character to be, okay, am I going to accept that, or am I going to stay steadfast in where I'm at? To really have those conversations, those deep feelings, as opposed to just knowing, right? That's something that can only really come from a relationship. So it's so essential to fully embrace that idea and not just view a relationship as, yeah, I got my girl, she comes to my games sometimes and it's fun, right? There's so much more to it. And to just limit it to that it's not a way to live life. Point number 2, this is the 3-month rule. For me, it really felt like, okay, if I'm going to go talk to a girl and ask for her number, I'm in there, right? I'm committed to this whole idea. And what happened and what I realized is that, okay, no, I can go on a date, 2 dates, 3 dates, and if it's just not working, I can back out. There's nothing wrong with that, right? Up to a point, and that point is about 3 months into a phase such as that, right? If you're going any longer than 3 months and you're not really fully committed, that's the point where it's kind of like, okay, it's time to rethink things. Before 3 months, neither of you have had enough time to really know each other for that long that you could commit and be like, okay, yeah, it's time for a meaningful relationship. It takes time. And 2 months in, you're like, I don't want to ever hear her call me again. It's like, okay, great. I mean, thanks. I appreciate the times. It was fun going go-karting with you and mini golfing and all that. Like, I learned some things about me, and it's that the things about you are not going to cut it. Of course, you want to be a little bit less brash, but I mean, hey, that's what it is, right? So don't be afraid to be honest with yourself and be like, this isn't working, right? Give yourself 3 months, see how it goes. Point number 3, you got to become him before you meet her, right? And what do I mean by that? Well, what I mean is that if you want to date a 10, you want to meet someone who's super attractive, super driven, passionate about what they do, they're your dream girl. How could you be their dream guy, right? If you are someone who's just sitting on the couch scrolling looking for her, is she doing the same for you? Probably not, right? Probably out learning how to surf or something, learning something new. If you start doing those things, guess what you're going to find? You're going to find her, right? So you need to become the man you want to be. When you can define that man and figure out, okay, sweet, right? I'm going and doing these things not to find her, but because they're intriguing to me, right? If you're looking for someone and you hate surfing, then don't go to a surf class, right? But if you really like racing and cars, then go take a driving lesson, right? See if there's a group around there like, hey, this is great, Go to places and be in the environment that you would expect your dream girl to be in, right? The same thing goes with defining them. Who are they, right? Are they driven? Are they passionate? Are they loving? Are they really out there and positive? Are they more a little laid back? Define that, right? And think about, what are they going to want from you, How can you craft yourself into a person who's desirable, right? There's a big difference between catering to their every want and being the person you want to be. But if you are that person, you're going to exude confidence. You're going to seem like, this guy knows what he's doing. He's really attractive, right? And you're going to draw that to you. Another point is that you need people skills to have dating skills, right? To go up and ask a girl for a number is not easy the first time you do it. And sometimes it doesn't get much easier. But when you start having conversations with people, you start being like, hey, that's a cool shirt. Hey, that's really nice. Do you like that? Okay, cool. Hey, can I get your number sometime? That's a lot better than, can I have your number sometime? I think your shirt looks cool, right? And it's not a false compliment that I'm saying, hey, your shirt's nice, right? I'm genuinely interested. When I show genuine interest in her, and it's like, oh, hey, cool. Like, maybe if you like that, then maybe I do, and maybe we could have a fun date sometime, right? Having people skills, being interested in other people, asking them questions, knowing what kind of vibe or mood they're in can tell you so much about how a date could go, whether you even want to be with this person. If you go up to somebody and you ask like, hey, right, those shoes are nice, and they automatically are like, don't talk to me. I have, like, probably a good sign that you're like, okay, that person would probably not be someone that I want to spend my time with. So there's tons of things you can learn from just talking to people in conversations. It sounds like a wild idea to just say, hello, friend at the gym. It's great to see you. Talk to guys, talk to girls, everybody. It's a better community. It's wonderful. The gym's one example, but you could do it anywhere. If you're at the grocery store, say, hey, buddy, how's it going? I like your shirt, man. Give a brother a fist bump, Have some fun, right? And the same thing with girls. You don't even need to be interested in them. Just practice talking, right? Everybody's a person. Everybody wants to feel heard. Everyone wants respect. And if you can give that to people, you're going to enhance their lives. And more likely than not, that's a lot even better than a pickup line. Number 4, set boundaries, right? It seems like, oh my God, I finally found somebody who's kind of interested in me. This is wonderful. And they don't seem like a total clown, right? Okay, so yeah, I'll change things for you. We can make it happen. Like, no. You have your lane, your boundaries, right? A boundary, the best definition I ever heard from it was Dr. Kennedy on Simon Sinek's podcast, and it was that a boundary is something that you tell somebody else and they don't have to do anything. So an example would be, okay, hey, right, I'm going to bed at 9:30 every night this week. Okay, so we can't talk after that. All they have to do is literally not call you after 9:30. That's not difficult, right? So by setting that boundary, what you're doing is not waiting till 9:45, kind of like, okay, is she ever going to call and answer me? Like, we were going to have a conversation and she's late now. It's like, no, okay, so she's got to put in the effort to be there at 9 to talk to you for half an hour. Otherwise, too bad. That's what I have to do to make my job work, whatever the reason you have to go to bed at 9:30 is. So by making those boundaries, you set yourself up for later in a relationship to have a strong foundation of what you want. Strong boundaries are what create good relationships, because then you never have somebody swooping in trying to change what you're already doing, right? And you're able to work together and move forward rather than trying to dart into each other's spaces and make it uncomfortable. Number 5, effort, right? This is the number one characteristic that I look for in my relationship, right? And it all comes back to that a relationship is when two people both put in effort and then form that relationship. One person puts it in and the other person just sucks all the energy away. That's what's known as a parasitic relationship. And those don't end well. So what you can really learn is that you put an effort, she puts an effort. Great, wonderful, there you go. But when you are the only one putting it in, you're going to be miserable, right? So make sure that the person is reciprocating that effort, right? An example of a situation that doesn't have that is that, okay, you have to pay for everything, right? When you want to go out on a date, it's like, all right, I'm paying. Okay, great. And there's a difference between, okay, I want to take care of my woman, right? She's wonderful. I love her. I want to pay for dinner tonight. Versus, hey, it's a first date and you want to go to the Capitol Grill and drop $200 on a steak? Pay for yourself. I don't know you that well. Like, this could be terrible, right? And another thing is that it's not about money. A relationship is about the people you're with. You could go out on a picnic that costs $0 and have a wonderful time. Or go, I don't know, kayaking, which is free if you have kayaks. If not, it's very expensive. Or you could go on a walk in nature. That's very free. So if you can't do those latter things, then why would you ever want to do things that cost money and cost more effort, right? Being able to enjoy the free things in life are the most important things in life. And if you can't do that, then don't try to mask it and cover it up with money, right? Look for the effort. And then you're going to want to spend money on her. You're going to want to take her out. You're going to want to give her nice dresses, a nice life, help her achieve that, right? And hey, who's to say, right? My girlfriend's going to be a doctor one day. Sweet. All right. She wants to buy me some shorts one day. Wonderful. Thanks, babe. I appreciate it, right? If you can give each other gifts, that's a lot better even, right? So don't just look for, okay, yep, this is it. Got to go pay for dinner again, right? That's the only way that life works. It's not. I'm here to tell you, right? You can go out and do things for fun, for free. That's what life is. That's what dating is. Those are the 5 main points that I have on what I would have told my younger self to be better at relationships and what to really look for. But I want to rattle off a few big things that were mistakes that I made and how you could quickly fix them. The first thing is committing too hard too early, right? This one is kind of fixed by the 3-month rule, but really realizing that, okay, just because I've gone on a couple dates, it doesn't mean that we're bound for life. It's okay to say this isn't working really early. You just get a natural vibe, right? We get those gut feelings, go with them, right? Number 2 is not calling, just being satisfied with texts, right? It seems really simple, but there's a huge difference between hearing someone on the phone and just texting them, right? If you're somebody who in this age is able to be good on the phone, talk with somebody, ask deep questions, it's going to pay unbelievable dividends, right? Number 3 is the not leading an interesting life, right? If you want to meet interesting people, you have to do interesting things. You're not going to find interesting people sitting on their phone at home, right? You're going to find them kayaking on the river. Okay. Next one is being too self-absorbed, right? If you're only ever thinking about yourself and how you could be better and how you could be more attractive and like, what can I get from you in this relationship, right? Okay, no one's going to want to be with you because you're only thinking about yourself. A really great quote by Earl Nightingale is that the new selfish is selflessness. When you fully understand that, it'll change your life. Another thing is a lack of patience, right? If you're going to be with somebody for the rest of your life or for years coming, like if they take a day to respond to you, it's not the end of the world, right? It's a day out of how many ever there are within your life. Hopefully a lot, but something isn't instantaneous, right? It's okay. Like, it's not going to end everything. Another thing is not letting a lack of or having a relationship influence how you do things and what you do, right? Don't go out and do kind of ridiculous things to go seek attention to maybe catch your girl's eye, or don't post things that are like really weird or not even weird, but you think are good at the time to maybe some random girl scrolling on Instagram is like, oh my God, that's the most handsome man I've ever seen. I want him so bad. Like, it's not happening. And if you meet somebody like that, it's probably not going to go too well. So those are a few things that I learned, I'm not going to say the hard way, but I learned, and I think would be very beneficial to keep in mind.